Hey, what's up,
Hey,
everybody?
what's
Welcome
up, everybody?
to 3200. This is Ike, man. Hey, we got some guests on here today. Well, we got a guest. I don't know. I guess we're going to consider Leo a guest today. We
Oh
got
yeah.
some guests on here today, man. We're sitting down with a couple of black sectors, and we're going to talk about it, man. And we want you to join in. Make sure you light up the comments. Make sure you go ahead and smash that like, share, and subscribe button, man. It's so good to be back in the house today, man. And we're going to have a good show today. And we want you to have a good show with us, man. So uh, tune into this, and we'll be right back after this.
Hey, the 3200, you know how we connect. 3200 Magnolia was the address. Beaumont, Texas, had to do it like that. Wanna welcome everybody to the podcast. Plenty stories that we gotta explore. From the views of husbands, fathers, entrepreneurs, baby fathers, and workers. I know this though for certain. You gon' laugh, have a good time till your side hurting. 3200, but you already know this. Couple of brothers hard working and focused. Intellectual, entertaining for show. 32 double O, let's go. 3200, but you already know this. Couple of brothers hard working and focused. Intellectual, entertaining for show. 32 double O, let's go. Hey, yeah, make sure that you turn it up. Get the talking, ain't no topic that we do not discuss. Yeah, everything and nothing at the same time. Good vibes, tune in, cause you know it's going down. 3200.
Yeah, all right. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to 3200. I am Ike. I'm one of the hosts. We got Jonathan Money Collector in the house today. Jonathan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Awesome. Awesome. That's outstanding. And we got Leo in here. He is a guest on today's show there. What's happening, Leo?
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm glad you guys could have me on the show today.
Is that the voice we're using today? We're just gonna talk like that all day
That's
today.
my collector's voice.
And we got our cousin Jared, man. He's our special guest today. What's going on, Jared? How you feeling today?
I'm doing good, doing good. Appreciate y'all having me.
All right, sound good, man. Hey, before we kick off the show today, we got a few things we want to talk about. First, Saturday, man, Houston rapper uh, gave his last breath doing what he loved right here in Beaumont, uh, performing at a bar here in Beaumont, man. We want to wish the family. It's the hardest pit in the litter, man. We lost the hardest pit in the litter, the sensei, man.
First
I got
performer I ever got.
I got Big Pokey passed away. That's not Big Pokey on the screen. That's Leo, of course. But we lost Big Pokey Saturday, man. Took his last breath performing, doing what he loved. Man, he is the H Town legend, man. Um, always kept it real, man. But I like he had a funny side, man. You know, he loved them straight leg bacon, man, and them Zumas. So, man, special prayers to his family and his friends, the whole SUC, MOB, and then the fans, man, because fans take it hard too, man. So, special prayer for all you fans out there. Rest in peace, Big Pokey. Right now, man, light up the comment box, man. Throw out some purple hearts for my man, Big Pokey, man. Light up the comment box. Uh, hey,
Keep my
yo,
name out your mouth.
what was y'all favorite Big Pokey song? Mine, man. I still got this on my playlist. This is like my Sunday drive playlist when I just want to ride around and cruising. My favorite Pokey song was "Ballin' Parlay," man. "Ballin' Parlay." That's my perfect like driving song. You know what I'm saying? What's your favorite there, John?
Ah man, yeah. He got a couple. Got on Rolling on Choppers. Him and Big Mo. Rest in peace. That go all the way back to 2000. Of course, keep my name out your mouth.
Yeah, yeah,
Ballin' Parlay. Uh,
yeah,
he even had that little track with him and Megan the Stallion wasn't bad either. That little freestyle they did. That one was
yeah.
good. He got a couple of them, man. He got a couple of them.
Leo, man, what about you, man? You had a favorite pokey?
I think Jonathan already said my favorite one was the name. Keep my name. I mean, it was just so much the way he stressed it. You know what I mean? And it's for real because that's the way you feel when you coming at somebody like that. Like, keep my name out your mouth. So I think that was like the most, like you said, the Bala and Parlay, of course, it's cruising. But I have to say that, man, and you can't forget Maine when they did Maine.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah,
remix
yeah,
the
his verse
Whoa. I
was
was
hard.
like, oh man, I forgot Pokey did this one. So
yeah.
it was good
Mo
when
Yo.
coming back to it.
So once again, man, rest in peace, Big Pokey. Special prayers out for y'all, all those, man, all those who love them. Light up the comment box one more again. We already got one, man. Light up the comment box, man. Throw them purple hearts out for Big Pokey. All right. And then one more thing. Hey, we have partnered with Grateful Apparel, man. And we want to help you out, man. Look, they got some great clothes on their site, man. If you go over there and you use the 3200 code there, man, you'll save 15% out. So right after you finish watching the show, check out Grateful Apparel. Like they got some nice stuff. Use the 3200, save 15% off. All right, man. Let's jump up in the show, man. We got Leo and Jared, both, man. They're gonna be telling us about Black Collectors. I guess my first question, man, we jump on in it. My first question would be like when you talk about collectors and stuff, you usually don't see faces that look like ours, man. So, I mean, is it a small market? Is it a small number of Black collectors, or is it? I mean, is it a big number, or what does it look like?
I'll let Jared I'll let Jared speak a little more into it before I give the big answer because I know you go to more of the venues and stuff like that when they're in town and stuff like that than I get to. I have to say when I was younger, our numbers was kind of small, but as the couple of venues I done went to, it seemed like we're growing and everything. So I think it's and you love seeing your own face up in the place, but I feel like we're growing now.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Definitely when I was younger, that was not something that I saw a lot of. Most of the people you see collecting would definitely not be Black people for the most part, Um, and back then, what they were collecting, there wasn't very a big market of. I'm gonna put it this way because I'm younger than all y'all, so this was just back in the '90s alone. Like whenever you heard something about collecting, the only thing you heard people talking about collecting, in my opinion, was Pokemon cards and Hot Wheels. That was pretty much it. And so for the most part,
Beanie
whenever
Babies.
someone, oh yeah, you right, forgot about the Beanie Babies.
The
As you
Beanie
can see, I
Babies.
ain't got none of them. But yeah, back in the day, it definitely was a much smaller number. But from the different things I've been doing over the last 3 to 5 years or so, I can definitely say that number isn't anywhere near as small as I really thought it was. There are quite a few of us out there now. However, I do think it's still muted per se. I don't think they speak up as much. You don't see it like posted up on this social media as much or anything like that. It may slip out in it, like with the famous people, it may slip out in an interview or something like that, but just something that's out there, nah, it's not common knowledge unless you're already in the scene.
Go ahead, man. I guess let the people know, man. Justice, so you got a box of Beanie Babies, man. You gotta make sure you ain't got that. You got that Princess Diana, man. That one worth a lot, man. I think that's the only one that's worth anything. Hey, we'll start with Jared, man. Tell us a little bit about your collection. What exactly are you collecting? And then also, what drove you to get that collection? Then Leo will ask you the same question.
Whew, man, that's a loaded question. Well, I collect a lot. I ain't even gonna lie. As you can see behind me, like I've got pop figures, I've got Pokemon cards, I've got just regular figurines, statues, mugs, shot glasses, uh, video games, different game related memorabilia and stuff like that. I collect a lot. But what got me into collecting, I ain't even gonna lie. My mom got me started with collecting. Part of it, let me put it this way. Part of what she told me was, some stuff you could hold on to until you get older and make sure to try and keep it nice and looking good. Might be worth more when you're older. It's kind of like a backup investment. It's like your own personal stash of stocks, right? Like you hold on to it. Some of it gains value, some of it doesn't. You just got to know the market to go to or who to talk to or what to do with it. Like just I want to say that was maybe like 2 weeks ago, that photo on the left. Um we was out in the store at the mall actually, and ran across this new spot that had a bunch of figures, statues, drinks, all that kind of stuff. And I saw the cooler and it had all these Dragon Ball drinks in it, and I was just gonna pass it up. No, that wasn't happening. So I got one of every one of those cans. And then Transformers is a thing that I have been into since I was younger as well. I haven't been able to put as much money into it as I used to, uh, because Transformers figures get kind of expensive when you want the good stuff. Like I ain't even gonna hold you; they get kind of expensive. But yeah, my collection it's just vast among so many different things. I don't even. It's hard to talk about it sometimes.
Dope. That's
Same
dope. That's
question,
really
Leo.
good.
All
Same
right,
question,
all right.
Leo.
I think my collection started with my wife. She actually had a collection. She kept trying to push me to collect something. Oh man, you gonna do video? I think video got sound, huh? Well, I don't know. But she wanted me to she kept wanting me to collect something. So then she ran up on the Transformers. And after that I just started doing it that way. She on the side of me talking noise. But whatever. But I keep my collection small. If you can see the video, pretty much I try to keep to the G1 series of Transformers, and that was the ones from the old school, the 80s, the show I grew up on. So you'll see a lot of G1. It was kind of around G1 is before the first Transformers animated movie. And then I got some G2, not too many. Like if you looking at that's that My Little Pony that Isaac got me for my birthday.
Yeah,
I
what,
do
what
not.
series is that, man? That's a nice one right there, man.
That is not a nice one. That was so. But you know what? I'm talking noise about that.
The G Pride
When we
series.
looked again, because Nisha wanted some more of them, that's the only one that's out. So that one actually might end up being something. But I got a couple of G2 figures that's like Galvatron and stuff like that. That I got, but I keep mine kind of small and simple, and it is because, like Jerry said, the Transformer ones can get expensive, like that black one right there.
Now, do
So,
you have a G1 Jetfire?
No, um,
If
I
you
can
ever get
only.
one, I want you to leave that for me when you die. That's it.
I
Don't give
know
it to your kids. Don't give it to your wife.
it's so hard to get. I got a Jetfire, but he is not from the old series. You know what I mean? And that's what I got to do sometimes. I have to, um, if I can't find what I want, or if it's in a price range that I'm just not willing to do right now, I'll get, like, you see that's Jetfire right there. I'll get, like, the newer series are coming out with the old molds. So I get that, and I can also pull them out like that, which is a good thing.
Well, I just know somebody sold one in like 2021 for like almost 25K.
Yeah,
So,
yes, sir. That's a definite.
so what was the motivation? I mean, what drove you, to go ahead and, hey, man, I'm just gonna start collecting Transformers.
I
And when did you
always,
start?
when we was kids, I had the first one I had was Grimlock, and KD had Blaster, the radio. And I always loved them. I always wanted more of them. We just couldn't afford it. You know, food is more important than things. So I got one for Christmas. That's all I got. So now, as I got older and was able to afford and started finding them and things like that, that's when I started jumping back into it. Especially when they started making the molds, the style that I like. Because you know, like they started having, you know, they had the other Transformer cartoons and stuff, but I didn't like. They had Transformers Armada, I think, and I think that one where Optimus Prime was a fire truck or something. I did not like that. Hated it. You can add that hate banner right there. But I did not like Optimus Prime being a fire engine, and somebody bought me that. If you notice, it is not in the collection. I still got it. I still got it as respect to the person that bought it for me, but it is not on display. It probably will not be on display. So having them as the truck, that's the Optimus I know and love, and that's what I take. That's what I get. Man, you on mute.
Oh, I said it looked real nice next to that My Little Pony one too, man. That looked real nice.
It's my love pony.
uh, so I noticed like both of y'all collections, man. Some of y'all got some of the stuff in the box. You got some outside of the box. Like what type of collector are you?
You want to start, Jared?
Sure. All right. So me, it depends on what it is, right? If it's a figure, my go-to is to get two of it. If it's something that I really really like, if I like it, I'm getting two of it. One staying in the box, one staying out. So like for example, this Goku right here in the box, one out. That Gohan right there, one out, and then one in the box. Those those are two of my favorite forms of those characters. So I'm gonna have multiple of them. Same thing I did with some of my amiibos for like Nintendo systems. Certain characters, if I know I'm gonna use them or if I really like them, I'll go ahead and get two of them. One that I can have out and actually use, and then one that I'll have in the box. And probably when my son get older, if he get into collecting anything, then I'll be getting him two of them. One he can play with, and one that's gonna stay in the box because he may get into collecting, he may not, right? And so I'm just gonna kind of do the insurance policy maybe like my mom did, and if he gets into it, cool. If he's not into it, then I mean we know what to do with it. Somebody gonna like it.
I'm sorry. All I can think about is Saturday Night Live when you kept saying in the box.
Oh,
What about you, Cliff?
I have to say I'm pretty much like Jared. And you know that when you come to collectors, there are the ones that's called D-boxers, and that's the people that taking out. And there's also NFRBs, never removed from box. There are those collectors too. I'm like Jared. Because of the molds and the because of the years and the ones I like that. Like the one you was asking about earlier, Jonathan. If I found them, most likely you're gonna be outside the box because you know somebody had them. It's an old toy and stuff like that. So for those like that, I think I got one actually, a six shot, and he came from out the box, but I wanted that character. You know what I mean? So I'm a mix of both. It's gonna be with Transformers, like I said. Sometimes you can't get two of them. I would love to do it like Jared did. Like if I could go back in time and buy it that way, I would have loved to do that, but because I can't, and you might find like one here or whatever or the price, you know, so it matters on what it is if I take it out the box or not.
Can you guys see like anything in this day and age that you can kind of see people start to collect or something new that people are collecting now? Because you know, I mean, when it
And
comes to
it's
Spider
really going to
Man,
matter on the shows, man. A lot of stuff is going to be with the anime stuff as far as with the shows. You know, people get the stuff with the movies, but I don't. Most of the time, when the movie stuff you get is not collector grade. You know what I mean? You have to really find something that is collector grade, and they gonna knock that price up crazy. You know, so most of the time it's gonna be like the anime shows and how much of a hit they are, and then that's when they go and do the lines.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I'm sure y'all have seen it here and there too, because now you see people's cars around with the wraps and with the little peeker stickers on the windows and stuff like that, depending on what show it is. But I would definitely say I've seen an abundance of figure collectors now that I didn't know about in the past. And like back then, it was mainly the shows that, we knew stateside. Again, when it comes to collectors related things, if you're not in the circle or not in it, then you don't really know what all people are going to be into. So back then, it was like Power Rangers, Pokemon, Transformers, stuff that we'd watch on TV all the time. But we had no idea what was going on overseas. We had no idea what was going on in different countries, but it's grown more over here stateside now. And now you can see someone collecting anything. I mean, people are collecting stickers, journals, pens, pencils, anything that you get made from a show. If you find that one show that so many people are into, you can make something for it just yourself and it's gone. Like I saw just the other day actually someone so like I said, I'm into Pokemon cards and big into it lately and there's a new set getting ready to come out and someone made some stickers that modeled one of the Pokemon on one of the cards, sold out in less than a week.
Crazy. Leo, I got a
It's
question for
small.
you. Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all.
Let's catch
Leo,
them, baby.
I got a question for you, man. Let's say, you got that nice collection of Transformers, man. Let's just say you had a brother stay at a week at your house, and while you were sleeping, he was playing with all of them, man. What would you do if you found out about that? Just hypothetically.
Brother ain't staying at my house no more.
Oh, that's all you doing, huh?
Yeah, he was videotaping it. All right.
Sounds like
Nah.
someone speaking from a little experience.
This ain't my clothes you used to take back in the days. And I come like, oh, you got my shirt now? You got my shoes? This is more serious than that.
Hey, both of you, man. Like out of your collections, man. Like, what's your favorite piece that you got that you own?
Ooh, that's hard. That
Very hard.
that is difficult.
Man.
Pause.
Is it Omega Supreme? I don't know, man. It's something about Omega Supreme. When I got him, I just got excited. I don't know. It's like because Omega was like one of the ones that I really really wanted, and to get them, it was crazy getting them. So I'd have to. Maybe it is that Omega Supreme because I really really like that one. And it's so huge, and it's the big rocket and the big tank thing that drives around it. So I wanted before y'all came to the house, I had it on a coffee table as like a centerpiece. And she was like, "This is not staying on the coffee table." I was like, "But it's a centerpiece. It's just like
I feel like I would get the same reaction.
it is not staying." Because I was going to switch them out. My big ones that I got on top. On top, I was going to have a big character like right on as centerpiece. And she was like, "No, we're not doing that. That's
All you
not
need
gonna
is the
happen."
little lighted turntable. So it's
Yeah,
just
man.
slowly turning.
That's right.
Look nice.
That's right. So I have to say probably my Omega Supreme, but he's not my most expensive.
But what's your most expensive then? I gotta ask. Which I come to your house, I need to steal one. Which one am I stealing?
I'm
I
closer.
would kill you.
You can take
Uh,
Ratchet. Take Ratchet.
Probably that Black Optimus. Probably him. Because it's so rare. I don't know. I would have to see, but he might be.
All right, Jared, you man, what's your favorite? What's your favorite piece that you own? And what's your most expensive?
My favorite one that I don't have in here, um, and it's kind of ironic. So I don't know how well I know Leo, you know. There was one arc of Transformers that was Beast Wars. Actually, the one arc that I do not like of Transformers. Don't like it at all. One of the reasons I'm not going to see the new movie. Um,
Whoa.
it's just not it.
Whoa.
Come on now, like the basis of Transformers has always been, for the most part, centered around vehicles. For the most part, I mean, if you look at it, how many different arcs of Beast Wars did we get? 2. They're just now trying to resurface it by a movie. There have been so many different interpretations of the vehicular forms and the Dinobots, and just Beast Wars ain't it. However, there's a Transmetals alternate color Megatron in dragon form that I have that's still in the box. That is my favorite one.
Dope.
I
Dang,
don't know how much that's much. I do not know how much it's worth. I
Well,
know I got it.
Leo,
I got it for 40.
Ask cousin Leo how much he would pay you for it. That's what we gonna make a deal.
That ain't 40 no more, bro.
Not at all. Once it becomes, that's another thing about being a collector. Once it becomes a favorite,
Yeah.
doesn't matter who else, like what anybody else values it. Once it becomes your favorite piece, it's high.
Mm-hmm.
It's high.
I agree.
Can't see it.
See it, man. He wants to
He doesn't
see it.
have it.
I don't have it in here. I have a picture of it somewhere. Maybe. I wouldn't even know exactly where to find it because I have it hidden in my stash. So
Let me tell
That's
you,
the way to
as
keep it, man.
disrespectful you were just was to Beast Wars. I would do you a favor, take that piece off your hand because you
That's
hate
right.
Beast Wars so much, man. I would take that piece off your
Not this
hand.
problem.
Yeah, as
you can for a price.
For the phenomenal fee of $0.
I respectfully decline.
Is there one piece that both of you would love to have in your collection that you don't have, like something you eyeing that you want to get right now?
Omega Supreme.
Come on, now let's be real about this. I pass on. Jared already got Omega Supreme and all the big ones, and the aerial bots. He got all my big transformers. He already know that because he's the one person that I know is going to take care of it. So my Omega, Tripticon, Metroplex, all my big ones. He already got. You know.
I will say I've seen. I don't know if you have the newer Metroplex or the older one, but when Metroplex and Tripticon were active in the stores over the like I want to say it was like 3, 4, 5 years ago or whatever, I kept seeing them, but I could not get myself to pull the trigger. I wanted Metroplex and Tripticon so bad. I was going to be that guy to get 2 of each of them, keep both of them in the box, and then have both of them out and reenact the fight scene just to take pictures and try and learn stop motion animation at that point. It was that serious. But as we were saying earlier, you got to understand how much these things were. If I were to do that full set of 4 of those, that's already looking at about $600 just for those 4. And that's nowadays. Like that's when they were still being produced and still mass production and whatnot. So if they were already selling for like about 120 or whatever a piece when they're in mass production, and I don't see them in production anymore, I can guarantee you they're probably going for at least 200-300 a piece now.
Like
No.
we gonna have to make a trip to the SWAT, man. You gotta make a trip to H-Town, man.
Now, when is it? What do you guys think? When is that point where you feel like collecting becomes hoarding?
I want to say when you can't, when they starting to take up too much room and too much space, and you can't display them. You know what I mean? Because you do want to be able to display them and find ways to display them. So when they're just sometimes I don't like it when I see these shows, and somebody got a collection and it's a great collection, but it's in a storage unit. Just a whole bunch of stuff in packed up in storage unit or whatever. So it's like to me, that's when it becomes stuff kind of like hoarding or whatever, because it's like, yeah, you got it, but you don't even have nothing out, man. You know, I know you run out of room and stuff, but
Yeah.
or either you can switch them out. You know what I mean? But you don't when you don't have nothing out and it's just everywhere. I think that's when it become a little. That's when you jumping on kind of the hoarding thing, and also when you to me hoarding starts when you don't have a reason for buying something. You know what I mean? Like it's not your favorite character. It's just something you didn't seen somebody. You know, it's like Jared said, he didn't like Beast Wars, but he went to Walmart at the time and he saw a whole bunch of Beast Wars characters and he bought them up. You know what I mean? Not caring about it. I think that's when it started jumping into hoarding because you're just grabbing stuff. You don't really care. You know.
I think that's some
Yeah.
shade. I think that's some shade he just threw there, Jared. I think he's trying to get your Beast War collection from you, man.
Don't worry. As far as I know, I only have one. So
You did right that day, man. You did real right.
yeah, it was actually a guy I was working with that had it, and he was in the Transformers too. And he was like, "Hey, I know you're in the Transformers." Kind of like Leo said, "I know you're in the Transformers. I know you kind of take care of your stuff or whatever. Um, trying to offload some stuff. I mean, you want this?" And the only reason I got it, I'm big into dragons as well, and so Megatron, the Transformers, Dragon, it was a no brainer. It was a no brainer, so I had to get it.
You got the right one. You did good.
Uh-huh.
From a
Oh, yeah.
Transformer collector, you did good. You did good.
Yeah, Jonathan, I was going to answer your question, man. Like, it's when your wife say that you can't have, you need to stop. Your wife say you need to
They
stop
gonna
collecting.
say from the get go, man. You know?
That's what I was gonna say. Hold up, they can say that after you buy one piece. Like
Yeah.
you get one or two
Yeah.
things. Where's that gonna go? That's it. You hoarding that two pieces? I don't know, man. I don't know. But I kind of agree with Leo. Like, if you're buying it just to buy it, and like, if you're buying it to resell, that's one thing.
Yeah.
If you're buying it because it's your favorite character or something that you like or something that you think would kind of look nice in your room or wherever, that's one thing. But if you buying it just to buy it because you know other people like it, but you don't plan on doing anything with it, you don't plan on talking about it, it's not a talk piece, it's not anything that what was the saying they used to say, brings you joy. I don't see the point in doing it. And if you're just doing that repeatedly, I would definitely call that hoarding.
Right. So, guys, you can't hoard because some of these guys out here they collect the draws. So you gotta throw those draws away. You gotta burn them up, guys. You gotta burn them up. Can't put them in storage. That's what Leo said. Gotta burn them up.
Well, I would say if you getting serious with somebody, you might want to burn them up anyway, because you know.
Oh boy.
Got the strong dog. Did I ask you about the grill piece? Like what piece? If you had any amount of money, what would you grab? I asked
Yeah,
that
you just
already.
asked that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Jonathan, you have another question?
Yeah, I guess I asked the one that Leo gave me, since he tried to give us all the questions to ask.
I try to help
He's the
y'all out.
he's the producer now. What advice would you give a collector? You know, what would you give the new collectors coming up? They want to, get into it. What advice could you guys give them?
I'll start with you, Jared. Go ahead.
I would say be realistic. Like, you know, everybody not made of money. If you ain't rich, don't try and just dive headfirst in. Um, Start slow, figure out what it is that you actually want, what you actually like. Kind of like we said with the hoarding question. Don't just buy stuff just to buy stuff. Um, unless if you're gonna stick to one single like franchise, that's one thing because they have world records and stuff out there for having the biggest collection of a specific franchise. If that's a goal you're going for, that's one thing. Buy everything of that franchise that you can see, but still be realistic about it. Don't just have 150 left in your bank and you see this one piece that you haven't seen for 3 years and it's $130 before tax and buy it. Don't do that. There's going to be a way, some point, sometime that you're probably going to be able to find that piece again. It may be more expensive, but collecting shouldn't be the thing to ruin your life. It's like a hobby. It's like something for you to connect with other people on, but don't just throw your whole wallet, life savings, 401k, and stock portfolio at it.
So with that, like we talk about the Beanie Babies, man. I watched the doc on the Beanie Babies, man. And when they came out, like people were projecting, like, oh, this is a one of a kind. This is gonna be worth money. And this is all in the '90s, and now, like I said, most of them ain't worth nothing except for that Princess Diana there. Whatever. That's the only one
Shitty
that's worth
babies. That's what they
something.
are. Shitty babies.
Yeah. So like if I'm just starting collecting, I'm getting my kids into collecting. Like, what are some things I should probably stay away from? Like when I'm thinking about collecting, I'm thinking about, like you said earlier, just like it's an investment. I want 30, 40 years down the line that this would be worth something. You know what I mean? So is there something that I should be staying away from, or things I should be looking out for if I'm starting a collection or something that 30, 40 years ago later it won't be worth anything?
I'll put it simple so that most people can get. It's mass production. A Ford is a Ford car or truck or whatever isn't worth the same price as a Bentley. When you put them both next to each other, they both cars. You know what I mean? But it's also the production. Bentley ain't producing as the numbers that Ford is. You know what I mean? Bentley doing extra things like their hands sewing the cloth and all that other stuff. They do that extra to it, but they still not mass producing to the level of Ford. And so you got to look at that type of thing. And you do a little research with it. It's like how many is this company actually producing per year? If they're producing a mass number every year, that's not a collectible. It's not, if you're thinking about just money, it's not going to end up being a collectible. And I think that's what kind of happened with Beanie Babies. They mass produce so much and put so much out there to where they kind of, and when you're really thinking about it as a company, I don't care about if you go and collect my item 5, 10 years down the road. You know what I mean? I'm going to just keep producing, switching things up a little bit and keep producing. So you got to look at and that's probably why that Princess Diana one is so much because they didn't mass produce it um, to the level that they do a regular Beanie Baby or whatever. So you got to look at the number. If the item that you're buying actually come with like a certificate or a certain number, then you doing the right thing. You heading in the right direction. Another thing to answer the question that Jonathan sent before for a new collector, and I read a story. Nisha was telling me a story about this about a guy who had action figures, and he like me. I have a lot of my figures that you seen that's on the outside. Those aren't worth. too much. Those are ones that like on the weekend I go to Walmart or Target and I see certain molds that I like. So I'll buy those, take them out the box, put them up. That's the ones you put up at work. You don't want to put your high worth collection up at work. Now you might bring it one day to work and be like, "Hey, Megatron has a gun. You ain't gonna see this, but you take that gun, Megatron, right back home." Because what ended up happening to that guy, he was an older gentleman, and he ended up getting to an accident and passing on. And the people, I think he had a Star Wars collection. They it was on his desk. So when his wife and his daughter went to the job to get his collection that they knew he had on the desk, it was gone. So they had to like sue the company to get his stuff back. And they had an itemized, luckily he had an itemized list of what he had at work. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to have your expensive things at work. You take, you know, you want to say you're a collector. Like I always have my Transformers at work with me. But I don't have my expensive ones. You don't want to have your expensive stuff at work. You don't, and for me, being the person that I am, I don't want to come to work hurting people because somebody played with my stuff or took my stuff. I'm just gonna keep it real. Ain't no reason for work to be held hostage because somebody messed with my transformer, took my transformer home.
I got away with it when I went to San Antonio. Hey, yo, Leo, man. Like I visited Leo last week, man, and got a deeper look into his collection, man, and got a little bit of footage, man. I'm sharing that with y'all. Again, man, if you're in the comments, man, light up the comments. If you got questions for these guys, light them up, man. Let's know what you got. Here's a little video
Was this
of
guy Grimlock?
what I
So he's special enough to have his own shelf with the different versions of Grimlock. You got a movie from one of the movies, Grimlock, this Robots in Disguise edition. This guy's special. I just got him. He lights up. His sword lights up, and you can also change his eyes from red to blue. Grimlock, for a picture from the movie with him and the little robot that they gave Grimlock his own wall since he was the first Transformer I ever got when I was a kid. We have my Optimus shelf. Of course, you got the different versions. Even this Orion Pax was Optimus before he got the Matrix of Leadership and became Optimus Prime. You got the him in this original form. This is a collector's edition from Takara. You have this. This is Optimus Shattered Glass. A Shattered Glass version is a comic book version, a flip version, where the Autobots and the Decepticons are kind of flipped in the way they was thinking. So this Optimus is actually a kind of grittier version of Optimus, not as friendly as the Optimus as we know in Mega. So after that, this guy right here, this Optimus for me is very special. It's the black version, which you don't see that. The black version of Optimus. What Takara wanted to do was in the original movie, Optimus died and he turned black. So they made this version of Optimus. I got it for a steal off eBay. Guy spelled the name wrong or something like that. So I ended up getting it. My wife found it and got it for me. So yeah, this guy, Megatron, which is very special because they don't sell Megatron as a gun anymore in the States. And they don't even make the character a gun anymore because, as you can see, he looks like a real gun. And in the 80s, when they had this toy, people started holding up stores and stuff with Megatron. If you're a real collector and you know about Megatron, this isn't his original color. I got, which I like, which Takara do variations of colors for different characters too. So I got them in black. Downstairs in my office, I got them in this original color.
All right. I don't know what's going on with the sound. Y'all lose sound on yours?
Yes.
All right. Well, cool.
Yeah. I thought I was going crazy.
Yeah, that was a little deeper look into his collection, man. And I want to tell y'all that everything that was open got played with me, Kel, and Bug played with all of, especially the big ones on that top shelf that we played.
Oh boy.
Now, Leo, do you got that
Leo,
G1 Grimlock?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I need that one. It's valued at about $2,000 right now.
Yeah.
So that brings up a question for me for both of y'all, because both of y'all collection seem like y'all are connected to it. You know, it's like it ain't just I'm getting this to make money, I'm getting this to do that. It's like, hey, I love Transformers. We didn't get to get them as a kid. And Jared is like, hey, I love Dragon Ball Z. I love Pokemon. I got these collections. I've been doing it since I was younger. So is there a big difference between like the collector who's just getting stuff to sell later and the person who is like really passionate about it and really, did my question go all the way through?
No.
I missed the
The
last
end
part.
part.
Okay, so is there a difference between the collector that's passionate about their collection, that's doing it because they love it or they feel connected to it, and the guy who's just grabbing stuff and he's trying to hold on to it to sell it later?
It's kind of a tough question. I think m- because of some of the things that I do
Wait.
now, I guess what I'd say is like, wait, what happened?
Oh, I said that's what we do on the show, man. We ask the tough questions, man. It's Barbara Walters over here, man. It's Barbara Walters.
But I would say for the ones who are getting it to sell it, depending on what their, I guess, plan is as far as the selling, there could be a difference, right? I'm sure y'all have heard of people that get referred to as scalpers. People that just buy up a whole lot of stuff that they know is going to be hot, know that's going to be trending, just to hold it long enough for the price to skyrocket and then let it loose in the wild so they can just get a bunch of money. Those people, they're the ones that the other people don't like, the people that are passionate about stuff, because like it- basically they end up butting heads. You see these people trying to get a hold of something because they genuinely like it, they genuinely want to enjoy it, but they can't. I would almost liken it to the whole thing that we had going on with the used cars recently when COVID hit. Used cars were used cars. Used cars were cheap. You could find them for cheap for the most part and all that. Soon as COVID hit, uh, sometimes people, needed money, so they got rid of their cars or whatever. But when they started going back to work, people needed cars. What did the dealerships and car industry do? Oh, there's a big need for this. We took a whole bunch of them. Let's get some money out of it. I would that's a scalper. Whereas the other person that's passionate about what they need or what they want, they just need a car. They just need a car so that they can feel secure, be happy, enjoy their life. But now they're struggling to get it. That's the ones that's trying to be passionate about their collection. I would say there's a big difference if the people that are buying stuff to hold on and sell later are waiting for the price to be high versus waiting for the time that they actually need the money.
Cool.
Yeah.
You had anything you want
Yeah. Yeah. Um. It's a crazy game, man, that they play. Like Jared said, it's and they do not like each other. You see it all the time. Well, why you gotta sell it for so high? And stuff like that. Um, and it's crazy. And sometimes you do have to get. You could see it at that, like Jared said earlier. You could see it at that $150 price, but at that time you ain't got $150 for that. So you just gotta find that guy later on, and it might be like $200 or $300, and but actually you probably do have the $300 at that time. You know what I mean? So it's just the way. Yeah, opportunist versus authenticate. Yeah, true. It's just the way it is. There's always going to be people like that that does it like that find the right opportunity and do what they gotta do to sell it. Sometimes I get upset about it. Sometimes I don't, because sometimes I'll be like, man, I really want this piece or this thing, and like you said, money really ain't a thing at the time. So it's kind of like,
Oh, okay.
it's like I gotta get it.
Jermaine Dupri,
So,
Jay-Z.
huh?
Money ain't a thing. Okay. I hear you. Jermaine
Well,
Dupri
it's
over
a
here.
thing. It's a thing, but the price they saying, I'm like, I got that. You know what I mean? It's like I gotta have it. So
So
Yeah, if
when
we
did
can like let the money go and it's not gonna hurt that bad, then yeah, let's go.
yeah.
now when did y'all start like collecting? When did officially?
Pokemon cards. Not even gonna lie. I still remember how I got my first one. I was at school. It was at the lunch table. I had a fruit roll up. He had a Pikachu. He wanted the fruit roll up. Hey, let's go. I took the Pikachu. He had a fruit roll up. I skipped snack that day.
Hey, that's a good investment. yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Roll up.
Yeah.
What about you,
Um,
Leo?
like I said, I started a little bit later, and and it was something that I always wanted, but I just couldn't afford. So yeah, I started probably about, I think, I know Jalen and Jaleel was around, so I'll say probably I was probably about 20 something at the time.
Now, whatever happened to those comic books that you used to have?
I still got them.
So you started collecting really comic books.
You know what? Yeah, I can say in the comic book collection that started at a real young age, man. A real young age, probably about 12 or 13, something like that.
And so it was different times in different worlds. So when Leo was 13, it was like 1956, and
Wow.
when Jared was, it was in the 90s. So
Wow.
I know it must have been brought a strain. I've been waiting for this opportunity all day. I know it must have been a strain, losing your virginity when you're a collector at your age, because it sucked. But in Jared's age, it was great. They have all these anime conventions with the big boob girls everywhere and short skirts and stuff like that. So it
Yeah,
really
being a
sucked.
nerd is popular at Jared. I see what you're saying. His generation, yeah, nerdism is popular, and it wasn't in my generation.
I'm just saying. I'm just
And,
saying.
and even from back then, it's changed so much because kind of like Mars said, right? He said he used to collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards and got bullied for it. There was that too. There was the opposition against it. It was like, what are you doing collecting these cards? What are you doing playing with this or whatever? Because I remember back in middle school, Yu-Gi-Oh was the big thing at that time. I was collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards. We had a whole long cafeteria table full of people playing Yu-Gi-Oh at breakfast and whatnot. And like it was always someone messing with us. And I remember one time someone came and in the middle of a duel and someone came and snagged one of my friend's cards off the table and like ran off with it. And it was the craziest thing. Now, mind you, this is a little Asian kid that I was hanging out with. He was quiet, and you don't mess with quiet people. You don't mess with. He put his stuff down, passed it to me, told me hold it. Next thing I know, I see him jumping across two tables, chasing this dude to the middle of the cafeteria, and squared up with him. Like people be bullying, but at the same time, people be serious about it.
Yeah.
See, I never watched Yu-Gi-Oh, but my homeboy, my best friend in the military, Gatewood, man, he used to always say, "Time to duel."
Hey, Yu-Gi-Oh is still hot right now, though. I ain't even
Yeah.
gonna lie. Yu-Gi-Oh is still hot. Like
still going.
look, even if you don't really know about Yu-Gi-Oh and you know a little bit about it, you know who these are. You know who these are.
yeah.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. But yeah, man. So So I just wanted to see the dynamics, because when Leo was coming up in the 50s,
In the fifth.
and then Back to the Future made it worse for him and stuff like that. So he had to put his comic books up like in a trunk and stuff like that and hide it
Up
from
in the
me and
attic.
hide it from me and Isaac. But we would still read those comic books. And if you do have that number one Transformers autographed by Stan Lee, we would be trying to get it from you. Yeah, that'd be great.
Nah, most of my comic book collection was Marvel. So a lot of my stuff, but I do got quite a few signed ones. And I gotta it's a big shout out to my mama. It was crazy, man. You know, my mama every once in a while do special things for each one of us. And for some reason we was watching the little shopping
don't.
network thing. And on it they had comic books.
Hey,
And they
yeah,
was
I
signed.
remember that. I remember that.
And she bought me, I think, I want to say in my collection, I think she bought me like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, I think one of them was the Wolverine.
Oh, Sabretooth. She brought him the number
It's
one.
the Sabretooth. Yeah, one was the Sabretooth,
Yeah.
and a
Yeah.
couple of them was like the X-Men ones. Yeah, she brought me like 3 or 4 of them. And it was just so special.
Yeah, we didn't get none of that.
Special.
We got leftover pork chops. What are you
Hey,
talking about?
you know, you was a hungry little kid, man. Jonathan used to hide his food.
Get a hamburger. Get a cheeseburger. A bag of burgers from Chuck.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a bag of burgers.
Jonathan and Isaac was always asking about food. So when my parents gave them food, I don't understand. I always talked about comic books. So she gave me comic books. You always wanted food, Jonathan.
No,
You know?
she gave you comic books. She gave us lima beans. What the hell?
Hey, know.
Who
Hey,
eats lima
don't
beans?
forget them little bowls of ramen we was eating in the dining room.
See,
yeah.
I remember that.
ramen and hot dogs.
We love that Robert.
Every time I was there, always. I was like, dang.
While he
Is this a-
getting
is this a
autographed comics from Stan
Right.
Lee.
He gone and we eating ramen. Not even ramen. Instant ramen.
Sending
Boiled
honey
on the
buns
stove.
overseas to the desert. Pecan candy to the desert. Yeah. We
We didn't even
know
know
who
what real
the favorite-
ramen was back then.
We know who the favorite was.
So I see.
But yes, I still have my comic book collection now. Actually, I just inventoried it not that long ago, and I am going to sell out some of them. So, in the posting when you look, you might see some of them out there. I don't know about the.
You got
I
some
don't know about the
Transformers coming?
sign ones, but yeah, I'm probably going to sell out some of them.
Yo, dope, man. It's been a dope show, man. I like just a Leo suggestion. He suggested that he be a guest on our show. We'll see how that goes. Narcissist. But but pretty dope show, man. I know there's a lot of collectors out there, people collecting different stuff. So even to see like I said, black folks doing, this is something that people wouldn't think is cool. Like my generation wouldn't think was cool or whatever, but it's in and people are doing it. And like you said, like some of this collection stuff y'all been collecting is worth a lot of money. So man, it's pretty dope, man. We want to thank both of you guys for coming on the show, sharing a little bit about y'all. Y'all got any last words?
Yeah. Don't be afraid to collect what you collect, man. You love it, just do it. There's always, and the great thing about nowadays is there's the internet, so you have a social way to get in touch with people who are like-minded like you. So don't be afraid to do it. It's your collection. Whatever you want to collect, you collect. Research it. Um, go all out. Do your thing.
Yeah, kind of like Leo was saying, like, don't be afraid. The internet is a wide place. You can meet people a lot easier. The 4 of us right now are all in different locations and still able to get on video and talk about stuff like this. You can do that with other people too. But I think, like I said, be realistic about it. Definitely enjoy your passions, enjoy what you're into, and have that community, join that community, that camaraderie and whatnot. Just be realistic, because the one thing you don't want to do is either fall into that hoarding mentality or just ruin your financial stability over something that just at the sheer base of it, it's still materialistic, right? Realistically, it's still materialistic, but it does bring joy and happiness to us to some degree, and just be realistic about it.
All right, dope, man. Again, thank y'all for coming on, man. Everybody who lit up the comment box, and we appreciate you guys watching. Do us a huge favor, man. Smash that like, share, and subscribe button, man. We already had a couple people sharing it. We really do appreciate that. Make sure you share this, like it, subscribe, hit that notification bell, man. It will show us
one thing, man. How do they contact Jared?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Jared, man. Jared, if I want to contact you, or I want to follow you or get some information, I want to buy that Beast Wars thing that you really hate. How do we get in contact with you?
All right. Well, so as you can see below, my collecting has actually led me to another passion and dream and goal that I've always kind of wanted to do. And so we actually have a shop, online shop that right now sells Pokemon cards, but we will plan on expanding it later. So you could get in touch with me either via Facebook or Twitter at those URLs below. Or if you want to just go and check out the shop, you can go straight to our shop at www.thepokemonspot.com. You can send us an email through there, or you can also, for you Gen Zers and young kids out there, we do have a TikTok too. We try and keep up with the times. And you could go and check us out on TikTok, and it's the Pokemon Spot on there as well.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope.
And just a last word from me, since I didn't get one, but screw Isaac.
I didn't get one either.
I'm going to insert it. These
bad.
things can be very valuable for your children. So, like Jared was saying, it's inheritance. One of my clients, I know for a fact, he was blessed by his father's inheritance, which he collected coins, and he had a big bag of coins. And I was looking at some of those coins. Some of those dimes was like $5,000, $10,000. So he went to the casino and spent. Well, I would say spent, but he lost about a good $70K. So he wanted to cover that up on his wife. So that money came in hand. Cha-ching, cha-ching. So you never know when you might have to use it. So definitely these are a great inheritance for kids that are irresponsible and might blow $70K in the casino.
Oh,
Dang.
Ooh.
oh, man. Hey, thank y'all again, man, for showing the show, man. Make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe button, man. And we'll see y'all next time here on the 3200.
3200, but you already know this. Couple of brothers hard working and focused. Intellectual, entertaining for sure.